Okay, guys, so if you recall, last week we were going over a lot of very short, kind of subtle things. Like if for whatever reason we're here, like, and we're not able to immediately move, and he's moving, right? Able to just from one touch, like take his balance, stuff like that. Just being able to wherever he's going, boom, boom, right? Just immediately penetrate his balance, boom, short from there, that kind of thing. Um, and I want to be very clear about something. That does not replace or obviate the need that we constantly go over of if he's a threat, being able to boom, penetrate all the way in with our entire skeleton and basically drive into him so that not only boom are we hitting with our whole body, but his whole body is completely unable to get his footing and do anything, okay? So the subtleties we were talking about, how you can boom, take his balance by just like a touch if you know what you're doing, right? Boom, or by a hit and right into here. That all can work in certain circumstances, whatever's going on, especially if maybe I can't move in, whatever. But in the experience of some of our folks with a lot of real world experience, just in their experience, they advise it's much better to depend on really what John was saying pretty much all the time, which is, if he's moving, we're immediately, moving in with our whole body, right? And, impactfully and penetratingly with striking, right? Not pushing him off balance or something like this. Okay, because a lot of people get this confused. In some ways, you can actually say, because, and again, I don't know who said it first, but a lot of grapplers, jiu-jitsu guys actually talk about this strategy. If he's moving, boom, I immediately get in close and try to like drive him off balance and that sort of thing. Okay, so if you think about it, this is actually kind of similar, except instead of grabbing and pushing, what we should be doing with our whole body, boom, is boom, immediately penetrating and destroying, right? But doing it in such a way that we're still, boom, moving in with our whole skeleton, boom, to make sure that he cannot do anything, okay? And the point that, some of our colleagues make is that depending on the situation, depending on the guy, if he's really going nuts, boom, right, he might not be that affected by some of the smaller and more subtle stuff, possibly, right? And it's more reliable to really go in, okay? Part of the discussion about that also amounts to, when John was more mobile earlier in his life, this is what he was doing and demonstrating pretty much all the time. Later in life, when his mobility went down a bit, sensitivity grew, he was able to kind of, boom, just kind of stand, keep moving, boom, right? Kind of stand out at arm's length and just kind of play with guys, okay? Which we're not necessarily as good as, and he would still even say at the time, like, you still want to be moving in with your whole skeleton, penetrating them. So one way to explore that, if you think about it, and just like a couple other things, John would mention frequently, like contact flow is really about finding your entry, right? Contact flow is not about like just kind of sitting out here and hitting, but it's about finding where you can be free to move in, right? No matter what he's doing, finding where I can move in with my whole skeleton and just, kind of go right through his whole skeleton. So one good way to emphasize that is how we're dealing with weapons, right? So if I'm here and I'm really trying to, boom, get Yoel, right? And we're going to use the shoulders instead of the head just for,
It's okay.
lack of annoyance, okay? If Yoel tries to kind of stay out there and hit or block or whatever, it's probably not going to go well, right? The best chance for Yoel to do anything, if he sees me approaching with this, right? He wants to be moving in with his entire body, penetrating me and staying close, right? Just to reiterate, if he's already ready to hit me, I'm actually possibly fucked, right? If this is real speed and real timing and he wants to hit me. But if I can get in here first, right, and go all the way through him, completely take away his balance, completely take away his space before he can do anything, and now what do? I continue, right? Because he might want to create more space. And I just continue to move in and not just hit and not just maul, but make sure that he cannot have his balance, cannot do anything, cannot stiff arm me away so that he can hit me again, right? He tries to stiff arm me away, boom, this is where my sensitivity, mobility, balance come in. Use that to get to an even better position, boom, and do stuff that'll take him out no matter what, right? No guarantee that by hitting him a bunch of times, even if I can drop really well, no guarantee that I'm gonna stop him, right? But if I could penetrate, boom, his whole skeleton with mine, boom, and get his whole body completely wrecked and out of alignment, I have a better chance. All right, so we are going to work dealing with the weapon like that, and also remembering in contact flow that it's about finding that entry. If you notice, even going slowly, okay, unavailable yet unavoidable in order to stand where he's standing, basically, continuously, right? Not standing out here, trying to hit, whatever, okay? But feeling how I can use my sensitivity and balance to move in, disrupt his all balance. You notice, slightly going offline, so it's not just this, right? I don't want to be trying to move and push into where he's strong and powerful. No, because just knock me away when I do that. It's easy for him to do that, right? But feeling as lightly as I can, where I can change that angle to where he can't do anything. If he tries to do that, maybe this is boom, maybe that's an opportunity to break that, maybe that's an opportunity to break that, okay? And always feeling for that entry, but in a light, impactful manner. Does this make sense? So contrast what I just did versus this. Right? Not just trying to push him or suppress him or anything like that. Right? I know it can be tempting psychologically. If his hands are really free and loose and he's about to hit me, I want to get those under control so I can get closer. Probably not going to work so well against someone big, strong, aggressive. But if I could just feel and ride what he's doing and get inside it so that I can totally go through. And wherever I meet resistance, I go somewhere else. Probably work better, okay? And that can work, that general attitude of going in with the whole body, that can work if he wants to get me with a bludgeon. And, for example, if I need to do something against a handgun, right? I probably don't want to be out here doing weird stuff here, where he's free to boom, do something to me, right? If I have to do something against a handgun, I better be able to get in, around, through, boom, right? You're not gonna, or you shouldn't, I just hold up my back, you shouldn't be doing stuff like, right? Notice where my body is stationary and he has full mobility and balance to do whatever he wants. Okay? Probably want to be boom. Okay? Totally wrecking stuff right away. So which begs the question, if when a weapon is involved, and so the stakes are really high, if you're gonna just cut the bullshit, go in, be uncompromising, do what's gonna be maximally effective right away, why wouldn't you do that unarmed, where there might be a weapon in play, you just don't see it yet, right? Makes sense? So, I'm gonna train in that manner today, just to make sure that that is reinforced and not being lost in translation when we also do other skills.